Cricket presents the Campfire. Today, we're analyzing District 7-6A. Teams in this district include Jesuit, Irving, MacArthur, Nimitz, Richardson, Berkner, Lake Highlands, and Pierce. Let's begin by taking a look at this district in our film session. Last season, 7-6A was ruled by Lake Highlands, who used a high-powered offense to go undefeated in district play. Wildcats bring back the district's best running back, Christian Rhodes, who's also one of the top backs in the Metroplex. Lake Highlands also returns a solid linebacking core led by Aiden Little and Jeremiah Jones. They will be the favorites to take the crown again this fall. But the rest of Richardson ISD may have something to say about that. Richardson, despite graduating 38 seniors from a team that played 12 games a year ago, still returned two of the best players in the district in defensive tackle Jamian Winfield and receiver Damian Crow. Quarterback Lucas Sawyer is back behind center, so the Eagles at least return formidable deep threat combination. Berkner missed the postseason a year ago, but will rely on do-it-all athlete Daquan Dunn to make plays on both sides of the field. Pierce was a playoff team in 2024, but just about all of their big offensive firepower graduated. However, the Mustangs' defense should be a strength, with Jeremiah Lyons back after a 111 tackle season. That is a junior. And of course, you can't forget about Jesuit. The Rangers are always in the mix for a district title and have an excellent receiver in Shane Parker back, along with athlete Beck Berry. MacArthur heads up the talent out of Irving ISD. The Cardinals' Rolando King was a huge standout at defensive back during 7-on-7. They also returned the coach's son, Tanner Nicholas, who had 14 touchdowns as a wideout. Nimitz will be switching to a slot T offense in hopes of picking up some district wins, while Irving High played a lot of underclassmen a season ago and hope their experience will pay off this fall.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. Yeah!
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Would you like to help a veteran? Log on to parkerperformanceinstitute.com to learn more about the Invicta Project. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
For an even deeper look at 7-6A, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
All right, Diggsy, we are talking 7-6A. We've moved into Richardson and the Irving district. And you know what? This is the kind of year where I don't know a lot about what Jesuit has coming back. But what I do know is that they have a history. And it's kind of that Ric Flair thing that you talk about. I'm not willing to push them any lower than 2 or 3 because even though I don't know a lot of the guys they have coming back, but I do know what the coaching staff's like, and those Rangers are usually at the top. Who do you have at the top of this district? And tell me a little bit more about what you know about 7-6A.
It's crazy award because if you think about last year, we kind of went into things with the same kind of mindset, like, well, Lake Highlands, they're pretty good, but we don't know what we're getting out of them. They graduated just about everybody, still kind of a new coaching systems over there, and then all of a sudden they just run through this district in ways with players we've never heard of, and they got a lot of that coming back. So I think Lake Highlands has definitely earned the benefit of the doubt at #1, and just like last week, Ward, when we talked about games we saw together, I remember us holding hands with the Flower Mound and Lake Highlands game, just being so impressed at Christian Rhodes. And Christian Rhodes was the heartbeat of Lake Highlands. He had over 1,000 yards last year, and he had some injuries, but was still playing.
We were impressed with him, and we only saw him for a half, right?
In this district, we're gonna have the running back, we're gonna have the good running game, but we gotta have a solid defense. And Jeremiah Jones and Aiden Little are coming back at linebacker. They've got Lloyd Wyatt in the backfield at defensive back. I think Lake Highlands on both sides of the ball is the most complete team in this district by a mile.
Well, let's hear your 1 through 8 real quick.
Yeah, I got Lake Highlands #1, Jesuit #2, Berkner #3, the Eagles from Richardson, shout out to Marley Merker at #4, Richardson Pierce just on the outside looking in at #5, Irving MacArthur at #6, Irving Nimitz #7, and the Tigers of Irving High number 8.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. At Richardson, Jamian Winfield moved in from Mississippi last year and absolutely took 7-6A by storm. The big 6'4", 290-pound defensive lineman led the Eagles with 8.5 sacks and 22 tackles for loss. Jamian was always in the quarterback's face as he tallied 25 quarterback pressures as well. Winfield's explosiveness off the snap always gives him the advantage in the trenches. Jamian has committed to USC. At Berkner, Daquan Dunn is one of the best lockdown corners in the area. The thing about Daquan is he'll step up wherever you need him. Dunn has played quarterback, wide receiver, running back, heck, even punts. Daquan is an all-around athlete for sure for the Rams. However, at defensive back, Dunn does his best work with his hands off the snap as he locks up the receiver early. Daquan has committed to Arizona State. Christian Rhodes leads the ground attack for the Lake Highlands Wildcats. Despite an injury sidelining him for a few games, Rhodes rushed for 1,377 yards and 14 touchdowns as a junior when he truly broke onto the scene. For a taller back, Rhodes has that cutback ability that always makes running backs dangerous. Christian is also a weapon in the passing game as he was Newcomer of the Year in 2024. Rhodes has committed to SMU. The slightly framed Damian Crow of Richardson is one of the state's most explosive wide receivers. Find a way to get the pigskin in his hands and enjoy the show. Crow caught 62 passes for almost 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns as a junior. He's only 5'8" and 150 pounds, but with Damian's track speed, it's difficult to get a hand on him. Crow is committed to Texas State.
Switch to Cricket and get nationwide 5G, so you can post that epic ooh. If you switch, you also get a free phone, which you need. Welcome to getting more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
75 years of made-to-order goodness. That's Whataburger. Goodness 24/7. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Would you like to help a veteran? Log on to parkerperformanceinstitute.com to learn more about the Invicta Project.
Our Ward for Sold caught up to Richardson head coach Kendrick Holloway to talk about his Eagles in our Media Day segment.
All right, it's Media Day. We are talking 7-6A with Richardson head coach Kendrick Holloway, who graciously invited us over for that pie eating contest. If y'all remember from last year, I ended up with a clean face. That's because I had the camera on my shoulder. Otherwise, I would have ate all them pies. You know very well.
Me too. I was a member of the audience that day. I was watching me cheering on.
But you were. It was right after. What? It's right around Thanksgiving, I believe. Right around that time of the year. And we were done with the season, but it was a heck of a season. You guys made the playoffs. But talk about 7-6A as a whole, because there is some. I don't know what's coming back from Jesuit, but I do know Brandon Hickman's coming back, so I know something's going on there. And you got Lake Highlands and you got Berkner right off the bat. Talk about how this district can be kind of tight for you, and how you managed to get in the postseason last year, and how you're hoping to take a couple steps up this year.
It's like you say, it's a very competitive district. You have the Richardson schools, the 4 Richardson schools, Jesuit, and then the 3 Irving schools that are very competitive, play some good football out there as well. Like I say, I know going into this year of a lot of people just looking around the district and seeing the numbers. Graduation hit a couple teams, but I also know our district is competitive enough to where people just reload and get ready for the upcoming season as well throughout our district. A lot of talent in our district, very competitive as well.
I'm looking forward to see you guys on the field, and thank you for joining me, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you as well.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a deep dive into 8-6A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.